Okay. Okay, we'll start with the next topic called key characteristic of data center elements. See, before we have seen in the last class, we saw how the evolution of storage architecture is done, where before we were using server centric storage, but afterwards we went to information centric storage by including SAN. In server centric, it's just servers where storage is available. But in information centric, we have servers for processing data, but storage we have separate, separate spaces allocated for the storage using your SAN network. This was the last topic, and we also saw some of the key data center elements where you have application. As I told, application is nothing but logic or whatever the algorithm you want to apply on the data, database, and database, as I told, it is for retrieving and storage. And host is nothing but the platform where the application and storage, that is database, is maintained. Network is used for connecting other devices or other network or other network devices. And next is your storage array. Storage array is used for your persistent storing of your data. This was the last topic, and we saw what is the core components of data center. But next topic what we will be covering is your key characteristics of data center elements. See, if you get any doubts, please stop me then and there so that I'll clear the doubts and I'll move on. See, next is your key characteristics of data center elements. See, we have 7 key characteristics of data center elements. First one is your availability, security, capacity, scalability, performance, data integrity, and manageability. These are all the key characteristics. That is, in a data center, this thing should be maintained properly. These are all the key features where you need to maintain it in proper way. If one of the key characteristics goes down, then the data center will be a invalid one, or the performance will low down. This is the main key characteristics of data center. One by one, we'll see in brief what is the why it is considered as key characteristics of data center. See, the first one is your availability. Availability is nothing but, as in general terms, availability is nothing but when a client or a customer needs to access the data, store the data, then data center should be available. This is the concept of availability. And one more, this is very important characteristics, because when users can't access the data center or access the data which is present in the data center, it will be a negative impact on particular data center and the organization who is maintaining. This is one of the main key characteristics which should be properly maintained. Next is your security. We saw availability. Next is your security. The name itself is security is nothing but whatever the data is stored, it should be properly secured and there is no hacking or theft, or the data should be in a secured format. This is your security. And one more thing is, when the data is given, or when we are tying up things to the other organization or the clients for storing the data, the policies procedures should be properly maintained for security issues, and also the data center should be taking care of the unauthorized data. The unauthorized persons for accessing the data should not be left, and this is also a key characteristics of data center. Next is your scalability. Scalability. See, scalability, as I told, scalability is nothing but if the client requests more capacity, I mean more storage, or if a person requests to less storage capacity, you should be capable of doing it. This is your scalability, or you need to scale up or scale down the uh, data storage capacity. For example, and scalability is not pertaining to your database. Sometimes scalability issues will come for servers and also new application and also your database. These three things should be maintained in your scalability. When you want more number of servers, you can use it, and you can less down the count also. And also applications, when there is a request of applications, more applications, you need to uh, you need to give the availability of it, and also database based on your data stored. This is your scalability. Next is your performance. See, performance is nothing but we need to see that all the activities are properly done, and whichever the elements, we need to see that we saw the core elements. Which are the core elements, like your applications, your network, your host, your database? These core elements, we need to see that it is properly working, and it gives the optimal performance, where the work done is optimal from those core elements should be monitored, and also in proper speed maintained. Also in proper speed maintained, it should be available. This is your performance. We need to see that all the core elements which is working for the data center, it should be properly working and in proper speed. This is your performance characteristics. Next is your data integrity. See, integrity is nothing but it is a signature where no change or modification should be done. Data integrity is nothing but the data should not be modified. The data center should take care that when a data is given to when the client gives the data or requests to store a data, it should be stored in proper way and in the same manner, where no modification of data should be done. This should be taken care by the data center, because there is more chances of corruptions, and also which will affect the operations of organization also. When there's a secured or confidential data, when the storage or the hacking is done and stored data is different from whatever the client given data, then this data center may face the problem, and also this will affect the operation of the organization. This is the one of the key characteristics of your data center. Next is your capacity. Capacity is nothing but we need to see that whatever the data you are requesting. For example, if you want to collect the data from 10 clients, you need to see that whatever the client data which is requesting for storage, the capacity should be properly there, where the resources is the main thing where you need to see in your capacity factor. The resources are they available for your storage is seen in your capacity characteristics. And this capacity is can be handled, like for example, if you have 10 storage capacities, if any storage is unused or it is no longer required, then you can clear it, and that resources can be given to the other customer. This capacity can be handled by using by buying the more resources, or you can reuse the existing resources where data is no longer available or data is no longer used. This is your capacity. Next is your last is your management. See, management is nothing but we need to see that all the data center activities should be performed correctly, and all the operations should be carried out in effective manner. This is your manageability. Manageability is all the other characteristics is done properly, then manageability will be automatically done. And manageability can be achieved on, the main thing is manageability can be achieved by using the automation softwares and reducing the human powers. This is one of the factor where the manageability usually is given to the machines or automation softwares, where they do the task of managing rather than human intervention. This is your key characteristics. Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay. I guess there is no doubt. Okay, this is your last topic of this chapter. We have 3 chapters in first module. See, all small concepts in each chapter. You have 3 to 4 topics. That's it. The small module. See, the next topic is your managing data center. How we manage the data center? See, we have 3 key management activities for your data center activities. First is your monitoring. See, monitoring is nothing but we continuously process for gathering the information from the various elements. We continuously process so for gathering the information. This is your monitoring process. Next is your reporting. See, reporting is nothing but we give the details on resource performance, capacity, utilization. These are all, reporting is nothing but whatever the characteristics we saw before, whether the characteristics is met or not and what is the cause. This is reporting will be done in your reporting process. Next is your provisioning. See, provisioning in your syllabus we'll see in detail what is provisioning, and we study in it in next chapter. See, provisioning is nothing but we see that the configuration and allotment of resources is done to meet capacity, availability, performance and security requirement. Provisioning is nothing but we check on it that whether the configuration and allocation of resources is sufficient for maintaining the capacity and also for availability issues, performance and also security issues. See, in reporting what we do is we do not check on it. Whatever the report is there, we just collect it and document it. But in provisioning, we see that whatever the allocation and configuration is done, whether it meets the capacity, availability, performance and security, either if it is not meeting, what should be done? This is your provisioning process. These are all the 3 characteristics of maintaining. Usually data center depends on 3 key management activities to maintain the data center. But we have 2 main concepts, like you are aware of it, I guess, by now: virtualization and cloud computing. See, these 2 concepts have changed the way how the data center is monitored and also provisioned. It has given more advantage and simplified things to manage the data center. We'll just see in detail what is virtualization and cloud computing. This is just 5 marks concept. It is included in your syllabus. We don't go in detail of it. First, we'll see what is virtualization. Okay. See, maybe you're aware of it, I guess. What is virtualization? See, virtualization is nothing but it is a technique of abstracting physical resources and making them appear as logical resources. This is your definition of virtualization, where you abstract, you have a physical resources and you make the clients to see in a logical manner, as logical manner. I'll just show you the architecture also so that you'll be more clear. For example, when you have a disk for storing the data, what you do is you show to the client that the whole disk storage is only given for an individual. But the thing is, you virtually partition the disk so that it is given to one or two clients. The clients will not use the old disk for storing. Whichever the disk storage is left over, that disk space is given to the other client. This is your storage thing. And next is your, and it also improves utilization of physical IT resources. Whatever the resources is there, you can divide it properly and you share. Virtualization is nothing but you divide the disk space or the storage space, you give to the clients, but the client will think that it is an individual storage given to only me. That is the concept of virtualization. And also, based on the business requirement, for example, based on the client, you can add up the resources, or you can remove the resources. As I told, you can scalability can be done in any ways. That is, you can scale up the data or scale down the data. And it is also cost effective, where one storage is given to n number of clients, n maybe 1 2 till 10, based on the data storage or the data capacity they store. Next is your cloud computing. I'll just show you the architecture. See, this is your architecture of your virtualization. See, without virtualization, the whole physical host hardware, that is, the resources which is given is only given to one operating system, that is one client, where only one client will access the whole storage. And if the storage capacity is available also, it will be wasted and it is unused, where all resources are given to single OS for his process. But when you are coming to the virtualization, see, here we have n number of clients, where we have virtual VMM, virtual machine monitor. We adopt virtual machine monitor, and this physical devices will be given to n number of hosts. Hence, we make sure that the hardware is used till the exceeding limit, and also multiple OSs can perform their task parallelly, and it is also cost effective. Storage is not wasted, and you can also scale up or scale down the storage according to the clients you have. This is the virtualization concept. You, in your syllabus, there is no diagram also. You can just write in words. When I share the notes, you will get to know. For your understanding, I have adopted this picture, where without virtualization, one storage is given to only one client. But after you adopt the layer of virtualization, that is VMM, virtual machine monitor, you provide the whole storage to n number of devices, where parallel tasks are run, multitasking can be done then by using the single storage. So that storage is not wasted and it is cost effective. This is your virtualization process. Any doubts? Any doubts? Understanding? Drop a message at least. You're getting my concepts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I hope everyone are getting my concepts. Okay, we'll just see a small concept, and we'll wind up this chapter today. See, next concept is your cloud computing. You're aware of cloud computing, I guess, because you have started your projects and you'll be working on it. You're aware of that, I guess. And this cloud computing also changed the management of data centers with the virtualization concepts. See, cloud computing definition is that it enables individuals and organizations to use IT resources as a service over network. We use IT resources over a network. This is the concept of cloud computing. And also, as I told, in virtualization also you can scale up and scale down the resources you use, and in cloud also you can scale up and scale down the resources what you use. And but one difference is, in virtualization you buy a hardware component, I mean you pay for the data stored in the hardware. Whether you are using the data or you are just storing the data, you need to pay for it and buy. But in cloud, what it does is, when you are buying when you want to, you pay only for what you use. That is, for example, a CPU, if you're using a CPU, you pay for the time limit, for what time you have used, you pay only for it. And also you pay only for amount of data transferred. Only for the data transferred amount you pay for it, and also the gigabytes of data stored. This is the beautiful concept of your cloud. But in virtualization, what it does is, you need to buy a storage and you need to store a data, whether you use it or whatever the processes you use or you do, it is not considered. You just pay for it. But in cloud computing, we just pay only for what we use and what amount we use. We just see that when you transfer only like a half an hour of data is transferred, then you only pay for the time limit of that data. And also, if you use it depends on bytes also. If you're using on a particular bytes of data which you are storing for it, you pay only for that. The whole storage is not being paid. This is the beautiful concept of your cloud computing. And also, this cloud infrastructure is also built on virtualized data center also. When you're purely going for virtualization, you pay for what you store, I mean what the whole storage. But when cloud is built on virtualization, you pay for what you use. This is the concept of cloud. And you can see this is the architecture, the simple architecture where you have a cloud and you can use the cloud in different modes. That is, your laptops, desktops, mobiles, television, internet, servers, everything can be accessed, and you can store the data or retrieve the data. You can get anything from the cloud. This is the concept of cloud. This virtualization and cloud, just you have basics. You may get 5 to 4 marks questions. That's it. If you explain in general what it does, it is more than enough. Okay, here completes your chapter 1. See, chapter 1 we covered data, what is data and information, types of data, and also your big data concepts. And in big data we saw ecosystem, how the big data ecosystem is carried on, and evolution, core elements of data center, key characteristics, virtualization, and cloud computing. This is your first chapter concepts. Almost we covered 40% of your module, I guess. Remaining, I'll continue in the next class. Any doubts in this concepts? Any doubts? Okay, I'll just share the PPTs of chapter